What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now, it's not even been 24 hours since me and Lauren landed back in the UK from Cyprus, but this morning we've travelled up to Newcastle to visit WB & Sons classic car auction. Now, as you can see from around me, there's a wide variety of classics. There's over 180 lots going through this auction today, and let's start off with the stunning Mark 1 Escort. This is a 1971 Mark 1 Escort. The Escort was originally a 1.3, but it's been fitted with this 1.8 Zetec engine, and on the side of it, it's got some 45 Webers. I think you'll all agree that that looks in real good condition, and there's no signs of any visible rust around the engine bay. As we can see, it's now badged up as a RS2000 on the outside, and inside, it's had some upgrades as well. It's got a RS2000 dash. This also features some bucket seats and a full roll cage in here as well. As you can see, it's got all of the RS touches, and it has been done to a very high standard. The bodywork itself is in great condition, and I can't find any blemishes. The estimate on the Mark 1 Escort today is £20,000 to £25,000.
£22,000 down in the house. It sells at £22,000 and away.
Next up is a car that I've been trying to hunt down at these auctions, and I've finally found one. This is a 309 Peugeot GTI. As we dive into the interior of the 309 GTI, you can see that it's in great condition. All of the door cards, there's no peeling on them, and the seats or the bolsters are still intact. Now, the GTI is reading 61,000 kilometres. I'm not sure if that's been around the clock or not. I've just opened the bonnet to reveal a very presentable engine bay, and here we have the 1.9 GTI engine in there. Still lots of reminders of where it come from, with all the Japanese stickers and writing up here. On the roof, we've got the sunroof panel that slides all the way back. I'm not too sure if these came with a black roof or not. I don't think they did. I think someone's painted this one black, but overall, I really do like the look of that. I've just come into the boot to have a look at the rest of the condition of the bodywork, and look at that. Very, very presentable. As I said, I haven't seen a 309 GTI auction before, and the estimate today is £8,000 to £12,000.
Yes, £4,000 to £4,000. £4,000 to £4,000. No offer, £4,000. Won't drop.
Now, if we're talking about iconic colours, how about this golden blue on this Renault Clio Williams 2? As you can see, the Williams edition has got loads of dials added to the dash. It's also got all the nice touches for the floor mats and the Williams logo embroidered into the seats. Now, because this is a Williams 2, there's only very slight differences to the 1, and these include electric windows and electric mirrors. As we've just lifted the bonnet, you can see how much of an original and unmolested example this is. Fitted with its 2-litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder fuel-injected engine. That looks in great condition. I've got to say, one thing I do love about the Williams Clios is the sort of boxy arches. As you can see on that rear one, it just looks quite aggressive. Same on the front one as well, the way they're sort of flared out. They look very nice. I think it would be hard to find another Renault Williams in this good condition. It's covered 126,000 miles, and it was subject to an insurance loss claim in 1997, but it looks in really, really good condition. And the estimate today is just £7,000 to £8,000.
£77.50 being anyone else. £77.50 is away then. All done, last chance. At £77.50 and sold. £77.50.
Now, you don't see many of these anymore. This is a 1970 Ford Corsair, and it's finished in this lovely deep purple. It'll probably be hard to capture this on camera, but that's a lovely colour. I've just lifted the bonnet to reveal the 2-litre V4 engine. That's the original engine it came with. The engine bay is nice and presentable. I've just been reading up. Apparently, this was one of the last Corsairs built before they replaced them with the Cortinas. Now, this Corsair is an automatic, and it's got the column change gear selector. How's that for an old school steering wheel? That looks brilliant. Corsair 2000E written in the middle. Got this old school wooden dash. And do you know what? that interior is in great shape. The clocks are showing 47,000 miles, but they can't guarantee that that is genuine. Overall, the Corsair really is in good condition, especially for its age. Look at all that chrome work still shining away, and that deep purple colour is just very nice. And the estimate on the 2000E Corsair is £6,000 to £7,000.
£4,500, £4,500 in, telephone wheel once, twice all done, last chance at 45. Telephone promotional.
Next up, we've got a classic that I haven't seen before. This is a 1963 Fiat 500 Giardiniera, and I've probably butchered that pronunciation, so you'll all have to correct me in the comment section below. Here we have the suicide opening doors. Never thought I'd see that on a tiny little Fiat 500. This is the estate version, so as you can see, there's a little bit more room in the back, but still a very basic model. I've just been reading up, and it's rare to see a right-hand drive one of these, and it was imported to the UK in 1980. Just comes to the rear of the estate. It's got this big opening door at the back, and I assume the engine is going to be under here, hopefully. I've just opened this rear panel, which has revealed the tiny little engine. I believe this is a 500cc engine, but please do correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is a proper unique and quirky car to see. Anyway, the estimate on the Fiat 500 estate is £10,000 to £12,000.
You've done with it, you've got £12,000.
Here we have a 1997 Mini Cooper. It's got the factory fitted sports pack, which include these wider arches and also them wheels. As you can see from the interior, it gets a bit bold with the green seats and green door cards. It's covered 60,000 miles and it's got MOT until July 2024. Another thing I've just noticed in here, it's got dials for the battery voltage and also the oil temperature. Very cool. The Mini also is fitted with its factory electric retracting open air roof. Overall, I think you'll all agree that that looks like a very presentable Mini, and the estimate is just £9,000 to £10,000.
£250 on the internet for hammers on, it's on sale. The once, twice, £9,250, and we're selling at £9,250 to the internet there. So, internet you were too late there, the hammers go.
This is a nice sight to see, a 1989 Golf GTI. This one's a Mordor. Unfortunately, this GTI isn't currently on the road. It's got no MOT. Doesn't look in bad condition though. It's got 111,000 miles on the clocks. Just opened the bonnet to reveal the 1.8 litre 8-valve engine. As you can see, it's got the VW teardrop alloys. I really like them. There we have the iconic front end of the GTI. Not quite sure if that headlight's iconic though. It's got some water sitting at the bottom of it. The estimate on the GTI is £3,000 to £4,000.
£3,500 and we are on sale. Make no mistakes, this is selling here today at £3,500 for the Golf GTI. And once, twice, selling £3,500.
Here we have something that's really up my street, a Mark 1 Fiesta. This is a 1980 model and it has just been imported from Italy this year. There is the engine bay. It doesn't say in the description what litre that is, so it could be a 950, could be a 1.1. In here it's looking very brown with its interior. Really do like the seats in these, and it has started to be converted. Now this wasn't a left-hand drive, but it would have read kilometres per hour, and now it reads miles per hour. You've got the kilometre dial still down there. It really is in good condition, this Mark 1 Fiesta. As you can see down there, nice and straight. It's showing 9,000 miles. You really can't tell whether that has been around the clock or not. People do restore these to such high standards. It's hard to tell whether they're still in original condition. Anyway, great condition Mark 1 Fiesta, and the estimate is £4,000 to £6,000.
52.50 in the room, 52.50 in, selling in the room, 52.50, hands up, at £5,250. Corsair number was.
Now jumping from one classic Fiesta to another, this is a Mark II Fiesta, once again looking very similar. The only thing is, there's a couple of switches missing on the dash, window winder's been taken off for some reason, and the rear view mirror is sitting down there, not too sure why. Them bits have been taken off. I'll just show you guys around the engine bay. This is the 1 litre Valencia engine in here. Now it has had some welding, or it's had some rot down here by the engine mount. The inner wing doesn't look too bad. As we make our way over to the passenger side, you can see it's really starting to go down there by the inner wing and the start of that strut tower. Gonna need some attention. Looking around the Mark II Fiesta, I think it's had a fairly recent spray job. Whoever's done it has rushed it because they haven't even removed the rear lights. There's black paint on that rear light, and it's also been chipped to the bottom as well. Overall, I think someone's just put some fresh paint on it to make it look a little bit better. The Fiesta is MOT'd until August next year, and the estimate is £4,000 to £5,000.
Starting £2,000. Probably low start and get that £2,000 with the Fiesta there. No? Yes?
Here we have a Vauxhall Cavalier GLS Sport that was built in 1980, and well, let's be honest, it's seen better days bodywork wise, definitely. The GLS is said to have only covered 26,000 miles and only had one previous keeper. It's a automatic, as we can see, and you know what, from the exterior it doesn't look too good, but that interior doesn't need a lot of work. I really do like the look of these Cavaliers from the rear. As we can see, the patina sort of continues, and the reason for that is because this has been stored since 1986. I'm not too clued up on the Vauxhall engines. I believe this is a 2 litre. I'm guessing that's what 2000 GLS means, but if anyone wants to inform me in the comment section below, please feel free. And the estimate on the Vauxhall Cavalier GLS is £4,000 to £6,000. Here we have a 1987 Mark IV Escort Estate. The first thing that stands out to me is these massive 17-inch stills that are fitted on the Escort, and they've got some very small profile tyres on them as well. The Escort's covered 71,000 miles, which is pretty low. You'll have to check back on old MOTs, and it's on the road and MOT'd until August of next year. I've been having a real good look around this Escort estate. I've opened the boot up and that, and I'm just so surprised at the great condition. The interior is really mint, and so is the exterior. These classic Fords, as we all know, they attract rust around the rear arches, but these ones are nice and clean. I've just popped the bonnet to reveal the 1.6 CVH engine. Now, along the scuttles, these Escorts normally go quite commonly. There's a slight bit of rust down there by the fuse box, but surprisingly, around by the battery on this one is nice and solid.
Yes or no, do I see it 3,000? If not, it's passing on.
Next up, we're looking at this 1990 Mordor Mark IV Escort. It's not an estate, it's a Mordor, but unfortunately this one isn't on the road. It was last MOT'd in 2020. This one's covered 60,000 miles. It's got its sunroof up there, and the interior is in this like beigey colour. Even the dash is all beige. I'm not too sure if I like that or not. As we move around to this rear arch, that is in a very, very bad state. That's definitely going to need some attention, along with this door. Yeah, I think this must have been sitting for a while or something, and water's been dripping on this constantly or something, because yeah, it's just horrible. That door might even need replacing. I'm just getting even more surprised with the rust. Wow, look at that. I do not want to touch that too much because it is, yeah, there's not much left of that at all. That door, it goes all the way under there, completely rotten. And this is what I was talking about a minute ago in the Mark IV Escort estate. The battery trays, look at that. That's just full up with rust. There's not much metal left in there. Yeah, this really is going to need some TLC if someone wants to put it back on the road. Even the chassis leg down there doesn't look too pretty. Very rusty indeed. Now here is the 1.3 engine, still in there, not too sure if that is running or not. And there we have it, that is one rusty Escort. Now I think the estimate reflects the condition at just £800 to £1,200. Let's see what that goes for.
Only 420. Anyone else at 420? Go now. Jean-Claude at 420. Net original 420.
There we have it. That was WB and Sons September Classic Car Auction, and what an auction it was. I'm just going to touch on a couple of the lots that went through the auction up at WB and Sons. So firstly, that Mark II Fiesta, it looked alright from 20 yards away, but it wasn't the best, let's put it like that. It was up at £2,000 and it didn't get one single bid. So yeah, that was a did not sell. I think it's probably worth about 1,500 to £2,000. Yeah, it wasn't the best condition. And moving on to the Mark I Escort, which I featured at the start of the video, that was mint. Honestly, everything had been done just right. It wasn't originally an RS2000, but it had all the RS2000 touches, and it ended up selling for, I think it was nearly £24,000, so solid money for a lovely classic Ford. Another car that shocked me that didn't sell was the Peugeot 309 GTI. A lot of people have put in the comment section below that if I ever see one to record it, and I did. I really enjoyed looking around it, a very unique Peugeot, but unfortunately that didn't sell either. It wasn't the GTI's day, but it was the Mark I Fiestas. Even though it was an import from Italy, it still made £5,700, which is really good money. But yeah, that's just a couple of my words about some of the lots. If you guys want to share your opinions in the comment section below, I always read them and try to reply to every single one of you. But yeah, that was a really good day up at Newcastle visiting WB and Sons. It is like a 4-hour journey for us, even worse in traffic, but it's well worth it. And they host their classic car auctions really frequently, I think every 6 to 8 weeks. Their next one is on the 21st of October, which is literally next month, just around the corner. So if you fancy checking it out, then I'll leave their website in the description box below. But yeah, if you're in the north of England, definitely make your way over to WB and Sons. It's a great day out. Now I am filming this outro a couple of days after the auction. That being just because we've been completely rushed off our feet, getting back from holiday and whatnot. But when we were at WB and Sons, I didn't record as many cars as I'd like to. And mainly because not only were we viewing for the channel, the YouTube, and recording classics, but we were also viewing for ourselves. So yeah, I'm going to insert a little snippet, a little teaser of what is next to come on the channel. What have just done? But that's all you're getting for now, so make sure you keep up to date with the videos and check back in a couple of weeks. Anyway, I think I've covered everything I want to talk about. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, and if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel to see more. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you guys later.